For those of you hoping to see a stimulus refund check or a Doge dividend check, breaking news coming out today, March 19th, 2025, as we're hearing the creator of the Doge dividend, Mr. James Fishback, who proposed the idea, who sent it to Elon Musk, who then shared it with Donald Trump, who then took it to Congress. Well, Mr. Fishback has come out today, and he has announced that over the past week, he has been in Congress advocating this bill, and today he has announced that a bill is imminent. He has support in Congress. We're going to be seeing this come to fruition. There will be a Doge dividend bill that will be presented. Now, let me get all the details for you and share with you the latest headlines. Let's go ahead and dive right in. And if you appreciate the breaking news updates, don't forget, take a quick second, hit that like button, but take a look at the headlines coming out today, March 19th, 2025. As you can see, exclusive Doge stimulus check creator reveals the bill. It is coming soon, coming out this morning. And take a look on his X post, Doge dividend update, a bill is imminent. He says, I spoke with 6 U.S. senators in the past week, and it's overwhelmingly positive. The next step is there is going to be a bill, and a bill is coming very soon. Newsweek interview exclusive. And as I shared with you, I actually had an opportunity to have an exclusive interview with Mr. Fishback in which he confirmed Social Security is also included in the Doge dividend stimulus refund checks along with veterans. So if you collect any form of Social Security, if you collect Veterans Affairs, you are included in this. And in addition to that, he also confirmed there is no income requirement. You don't have to make $40,000 a year just so long as you are working, which they hope will incentivize people to get back into the labor force. You will be eligible for a Doge dividend stimulus refund check. And take a look, we saw articles coming out confirming this as well. Doge stimulus check update. Creator clarifies Social Security eligibility. They are eligible. And we have been watching the Doge live tracker. I've been keeping you up to date on this so that way you know exactly what is going on. And you can see here, we are still at $115 billion in clawbacks, tax dollars saved by Doge, Elon Musk, and all those involved. They are only 5%, almost 6% of the way to their $2 trillion goal. They still have 472 days remaining, $714.29 saved per taxpayer, and there are 12,636 initiatives that have been started. And I shared with you as well that 2 new items have been added: the state-level Doge map showing tracking the progress of Doge committees in each state, and also there is a poll going on. Will President Donald Trump need to take executive action to issue out the Doge dividend stimulus checks to the American people? Or will Congress get on board, present a bill, which we're hearing is happening right now, and vote it through? And we're hearing that this is what they're attempting to do through the process of reconciliation. So we will see, though, if that does not unfold. Do you think that President Donald Trump will do executive action to push this through and get 20% of all clawback funds that Doge acquires into the hands of the American people in the form of a Doge dividend stimulus refund check? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Is Congress going to pass a bill? If yes, put yes. If no, put no. Is Donald Trump going to do executive action? If so, put a 47. Let me know what you think. And don't forget, take a quick second before we dive in here into the latest details coming out today, March 19th, 2025. Take a quick second, hit that like button. And to stay up to date, it's totally free. Why not hit the subscribe button? Turn on that notification bell. I'll keep you up to date on Doge dividend refund checks as we're hearing the bill is coming here. It is imminent. I'm going to share with you the latest announcements. I'm also going to keep you up to date on the conflicts taking place around the world as we're hearing that there are war threats at this very moment between the United States and Iran. Israel is back at it with Gaza. Ukraine and Russia are in the middle of negotiations, yet there is still conflict taking place. The United States is in tariff trade wars right now as we speak. There is a lot unfolding, and like I said, I will keep you up to date every step of the way on all of this, including Social Security as well, so you know exactly what is taking place. And again, if you appreciate that, hit the like button, subscribe to stay up to date, consider sharing this out, and join the newsletter at steveramnews.com. But let's go ahead and dive right in and get you caught up on the latest so that way you can see exactly what is taking place as a lot is unfolding this morning, March 19th, 2025. As Mr. Fishback has said, a bill for the checks is imminent. It is on the way. Let's go ahead and take a look at the latest articles so that way you can see it for yourself. Now, you can see this coming out today, March 19th at 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time this morning. Doge stimulus check creator reveals the bill is coming soon. Now, before we get to this article, let's just go ahead and take a look at this directly from his site here on X. He posted this Doge dividend update. A bill is imminent. I have ongoing discussions with folks in the administration, the Trump administration. As you know, Mr. Fishback is working with Doge directly. He said that he actually got involved knowing Vivek Ramaswamy, who was going to be a part of Doge until he decided to leave to run for governor of Ohio. And I've had ongoing discussions with folks on the Hill. I spoke with 6 U.S. senators this past week and continued those conversations to get feedback. And it's been overwhelmingly positive. The next step is there's going to be a bill, and the bill is coming very soon. Fishback told Newsweek in an interview, and you can see this coming out this morning as well, March 19th, 2025. So all of this hitting just today, Wednesday, March 19th. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at this article that's going to give us some more information here. It says, the creator behind the proposal to issue $5,000 Doge dividend checks to American taxpayers has told Newsweek that legislation is coming very soon. James Fishback, CEO of Azoria investment firm, revealed ongoing discussions with lawmakers and expressed optimism that a formal bill will be introduced here shortly. I have ongoing discussions with folks in the administration, and I've had ongoing discussions with folks on the Hill. I spoke with 6 U.S. senators this past week and continue those conversations to get feedback, and it's been overwhelmingly positive. The next step is there's going to be a bill, and the bill is coming here very soon, Mr. Fishback told Newsweek in an interview. Now, this is a major step forward for the Doge dividend refund checks. As before, it was just a proposal. It was just an idea, a 4-page draft of what they wanted to see happen. Then we saw it taken to Elon Musk, who took it to Donald Trump, who took it to Congress, and it has moved its way up. But all this time, it has merely been a draft proposal. Now we're hearing it is actually going to be drafted into a bill, a piece of legislation to potentially be passed by Congress into law. So this is a massive move forward for this proposal. Freedom, thank you for the $10 super chat, says there is 341 million American citizens. If they have 115 billion, they can give out a lot more than a lousy $700. It's not Trump. It's our big-time liberal government who is cheap, says Freedom. Freedom, thank you for the $10 super chat. And just to clarify on the amount going out, it is not a set amount. The $700 you're referring to, I'm guessing, is coming from the Doge live tracker. That is just the amount currently that they have taken back. Keep in mind, they've got some time to claw it back. The goal is $2 trillion, and if they can hit that, that would be a $5,000 check. If they only get halfway there, $1 trillion, that's a $2,500 check. It's a sliding amount that is going to be 20% of clawbacks. So it's going to be 20% of whatever they get. So even though it currently says that amount, it could be something very different here as we progress. We will see, and I will keep you up to date. Now, reading on, it says, why it matters. The Department of Government Efficiency, or Doge, is tasked with reducing the administration's operating costs and has dissected several federal agencies to downsize the government. Fishback has suggested using the savings to distribute $5,000 checks to American taxpayers. The plan, backed by President Donald Trump and billionaire Elon Musk, it aims to return a portion of the savings to the public, though it remains unfinalized. So we're hoping to see this get finalized and be put into legislation here. We're hearing that this is taking place behind closed doors as we speak. I don't want to get ahead of our partners on the Hill, but the bill is coming, Mr. Fishback said. So we're hearing that he doesn't want to jump the gun on the announcement. He wants members of Congress and whoever his supporters are that he has gotten, the senators that are backing this, to make the announcement. But he's just letting people know it is happening. Now, the concept has received some pushback from GOP lawmakers on Capitol Hill, and let me know, do you agree? We've had some members, such as Speaker of the House Mike Johnson, come out and vocalize we need to be more fiscally responsible. Any clawbacks that we get for mismanaged fraud, waste, abuse by the federal government, they are suggesting it should go to paying down the debt, not taking a portion, 20%, and giving it back to the American people in the form of a check. Do you agree? Do you think that we should give out checks? If so, put yes. Or do you think, no, don't give out checks, pay down that debt, put no. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, yes or no, on 20% clawbacks going to the American people. And while you're dropping those yeses and nos, don't forget, take a second, hit that like button. Republican House Speaker Mike Johnson, as I just mentioned, declined to support a proposal to fund stimulus checks for American taxpayers using savings from Doge. Politically, that would be great for us. You know, it gives everybody a check, Johnson said at the Conservative Political Action Conference. But if you think about our core principle, right? Fiscal responsibility is what we do as conservatives. That's our brand, Johnson said. And we have a $36 trillion federal debt. We have a giant deficit that we're contending with. I think we need to pay down the credit card, right? Johnson said. Despite Johnson's reservation, Fishback told Newsweek that he has been in contact with the Speaker's office and remains optimistic. Now, in addition to that, as I mentioned, in that exclusive that I had with Mr. Fishback, he was actually in Congress that morning, and he was saying he was doing that interview with me, and immediately after, he was going to the Hill to speak with members to advocate to push the proposal through into a bill. And that is exactly what we've been hearing he's been doing the past week. Lucky Strike, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Thank you for your hard work bringing us the news. You are very welcome, Lucky Strike. I will continue to do so and keep you up to date every step of the way. Reading on, it says, I think Speaker Johnson is rightly concerned about the debt, and so are we, which is why 80% of our proposal says that the Doge savings go to narrowing the deficit and paying down the debt, Fishback said. He argued that the proposal could help rebuild public trust in the government's handling of taxpayer dollars. Nearly 7 in 10 taxpayers believe that their government is not using their money wisely. It's time to restore the trust between the taxpayer and her government. And this is one way to do that. So I think if you zoom out a bit and understand the situation that we're in, and we've shared our feedback to Speaker Johnson, I have a lot of respect for him. But this is something where we are going to have to make the best argument. And I'm confident that we will make the argument to him and to congressional Republicans who aren't yet sold on the Doge dividend proposal by the president. The proposal outlines that 20% of the savings generated by Doge would be returned to taxpayers through stimulus checks. And there you have it. And I've heard a lot of people say they don't like the term stimulus because technically this is not stimulating the economy. This is not new money that's being created by Congress. This is money that's already gone out that they're saying is mismanaged, misused, it's abuse, waste, fraud by the federal government. They're simply clawing it back, reallocating it, and giving it back to the American taxpayers. They are saying that this is not new funds, it's reallocation, which is why they were suggesting executive action by the president, because Congress holds the power of the purse, and this is not new funds, so Donald Trump would not need to essentially rely on Congress for this. He could just redistribute it on his own if this is not new funds, which it is not. Now, according to the Doge website, with current savings at $115 billion, American taxpayers would only receive approximately $142 if it was distributed out today. So again, $712 savings per individual, which equates to roughly a $142 check if it were to happen today. However, we're hearing that they are only 5% of the way to their goal. Now, while current savings would only provide $142 per taxpayer, supporters argue future savings could reach $2 trillion, allowing for that $5,000 check. Now, around 79 million American households could receive these payments, with the initiative aiming to encourage the public to report inefficiencies and further increase the savings. So they're saying, knowing that the more clawbacks that take place, the bigger your check is going to be, this will incentivize and encourage Americans to report any fraud, waste, or abuse that they discover taking place from the federal government. However, nearly 40% of the contracts terminated by Doge so far are unlikely to produce financial savings for the government, raising concerns about the program's overall effectiveness. Experts told Newsweek that a Doge dividend is unlikely under the current economic condition unless Congress enacts a deficit-financed tax cut. The only way that we are going to see a Doge dividend at current course and speed is Congress pretending fake savings are real savings and enacting a deficit-financed tax cut on top of the $4.5 trillion in tax cuts that they are considering as a part of extending for the 2017 tax law. Brendan Duke, Senior Director for Federal Budget Policy at the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities, said. Meanwhile, the Doge payment initiative faces a new challenge as recent fiscal reports show that the anticipated savings from Musk's department have not materialized. Wow, so you have individuals claiming that they feel like this is not going to happen right now with Congress, and you also have some saying that questioning Doge's efficiency in being able to audit and get these clawbacks. Let me know, do you think that Doge is going to be effective in clawing back these funds, or do you think that it is not going to take place? According to the Congressional Budget Office, or the CBO, the federal deficit grew by 5% in February, driven by a 7% increase in spending compared to the same period last year. The Doge stimulus plan proposes allocating 20% of the department's savings to taxpayers and another 20% to reducing the national debt. It projects $2 trillion in savings over the next 18 months, which could deliver $400 billion in direct payments, or approximately $5,000 per check, to 79 million taxpayers. So, man, $5,000 checks if they hit that goal. Now, also, I wanted to clarify something here. Now, they had initially said per tax-paying household, but the article right here says per taxpayer. Now, once I get clarification on that, I'll let you know, because there is a big difference between $5,000 per household and $5,000 per tax-paying household or taxpayer, because that would be the difference between $5,000 and $10,000. Now, when I had originally read it, it sounded like it was per household, but here they're saying per taxpayer. So we'll see if there's clarification when the official bill is released. And as soon as that is released, know that I will be sure to share it here on the channel, go through the details so we can get every last bit of exactly what is entailed in this Doge dividend check. However, the latest CBO data casts doubt on the plan's feasibility. The federal government borrowed $1.1 trillion during the first 5 months of the fiscal year 2025, including $308 billion in February alone. So here's what people are saying. Donald Trump said at an investment conference in Miami in February, there's even under consideration a new concept where we give 20% of the Doge savings to American citizens and 20% goes to paying down the debt. So Donald Trump, he is on board with the Doge dividend. Duke previously told Newsweek a Doge dividend is completely unrealistic. CBO showed that both federal spending and deficits last February were larger than the previous February, showing that any savings Doge has achieved, it is merely cosmetic. Deeper savings would likely not be legal, since it is Congress that determines how much federal agencies spend, not Elon Musk or even Donald Trump. The recently passed government spending bill mostly locks in Biden-era spending for agencies across the government, including those Doge has targeted for heavy cuts like the Department of Education. All indications suggest Doge's savings are essentially non-existent thus far, and achieving actual savings either requires congressional sign-off or breaking the law. Wow. So, again, Mr. Duke not on board, not supporting this, and saying it is illegal. However, again, need to clarify, these are not new funds, does not need Congress, which holds the power of the purse. These are existing funds. So there is a major caveat here regarding these particular funds. Let me know your thoughts. And again, this is not a new concept. We saw this before when Donald Trump reallocated FEMA funds to help out with unemployment during the pandemic. He did not use Congress. He did it through executive action. So we've seen this done before, and we've seen it done before with Donald Trump. So here's what's next. It remains uncertain whether Fishback's proposal will be introduced as a bill in Congress. Although the Doge dividend plan has gained backing from figures like Trump and Musk, it is still in the proposal stage. Triple G, thank you for the $2 super chat. What about people that are full-time students? Well, if you're a full-time student, I'm not sure if you would be included. I would imagine not so, because it is those that are working. I think as long as you're working at all, you can be included, or those that are on Social Security or veterans. So I would imagine students would not be included, but I might be wrong. Again, we're hearing the bill is now imminent. It is on the way, and as soon as it's announced, we'll dive into the bill and see what it says about students. Stay tuned to the channel, and I will keep you up to date as soon as we get more details. Now, back to the article, it says what's happening next. It remains uncertain whether Fishback's proposal will be introduced as a bill in Congress. And we're hearing today that now, actually, it looks like it is coming here. It is imminent, is the word. Although the Doge dividend plan has gained backing from figures like Trump and Musk, it is still in the proposal stage. Implementing the plan would require further legislative approval, with the earliest potential payouts expected in the summer of 2026. So again, if we see this actually passed, according to the proposal that is currently underway, we're hearing that if it is passed today, checks would then arrive later on. They still need time for Doge to go ahead and claw back those funds. So there you have it, you guys. That is the latest. And again, this coming out today, March 19th, 2025, from Mr. Fishback. And again, I had that exclusive interview with him where he confirmed Doge stimulus update creator has clarified Social Security is eligible for this as well. This came out after our interview. It has been updated on the 18th, and you can see the creator of the proposal to distribute the $5,000 dividend Doge stimulus checks to American taxpayers has clarified eligibility for Social Security recipients. The Doge is responsible for slashing the administration's operation costs and has dissected multiple federal agencies in efforts to shrink the size of the government. James Fishback, CEO of Azoria investment firm, has proposed using government savings to send $5,000 checks to American taxpayers, supported by President Donald Trump and his billionaire backer Elon Musk. The plan aims to share a portion of these savings, though it has not yet been finalized, but we're hearing it is taking place right now. And you can see here that they are saying what to know amid the rising questions about eligibility. The plan's architect, Fishback, recently addressed concerns regarding Social Security beneficiaries. You are included, and so are those that are collecting the veterans' benefits. The idea is not official government policy quite yet. RB, thank you for the $5 super chat. Steve, incredible intelligence points to intimate terror attack on the U.S. I will send you a link on Instagram. Thank you for letting me know that. Yes, I appreciate any updates. Send it to me at SteveRam3. Meanwhile, Fishback recently said anyone who files federal income tax returns and pays federal income tax would qualify. So again, no requirement on income. But so that $40,000 a year rumor going around, not sure where that came from, but you would be included in this as long as you are working. And they're calling it a Doge signing bonus. So if you go back to work, essentially it's a signing bonus of $5,000 coming from the Doge, or, well, technically 20% of whatever is clawed back. And here you can see, if you file a federal income tax return, if you pay federal income taxes, which is to say you've worked, you would receive the Doge dividend check. That individual and their household would benefit from this payment, Mr. Fishback told Steve Ram on his podcast. So there you have it, you guys. Updates coming out on the Doge dividend refund check, stimulus refund check, whatever you want to call it. We're hearing that this is now imminent. I heard a lot of people saying this would never be drafted into a bill. We would not see it come to fruition. Well, according to this breaking news coming out today, this morning, March 19th, 2025, looks like a bill is happening, and it's going to be coming here very soon. And as soon as it is officially released, join me here on the channel. If you haven't hit the subscribe button yet, do so. Hit that like button, and when it comes out, I'll be reporting it and sharing with you all the details so you know what they have decided in Congress to include in an official drafted bill of the Doge dividend proposal. Mark Adolfo, thank you for the $5 super chat. Says, Steve, will people on Social Security disability get a stimulus check if you don't pay taxes? Mark, from my interview with Mr. Fishback, my impression was anybody collecting Social Security that has ever worked before would be included, including SSI and SSDI. That was my understanding, but we did not get into the specifics of SSI or SSDI. Now, again, if I get more information and if I get an opportunity to speak to Mr. Fishback, I will bring that up specifically so that way we can get the details. But at this present time, I can't say 100%, but I was under the impression that you would. But I might be wrong, so don't hold me to that. As soon as I get more info, I'll be sure to share it. And as always, I'll cite all my sources, put it on the screen, read right from it so you can see it for yourself and know that it is the latest. And again, if you appreciate that, do me a favor, take a second, hit the like button if you haven't done so yet. Subscribe to stay up to date. It's totally free. Why not? And like I said, join the newsletter at steveramnews.com. And also share this out. It helps out a ton. I've noticed my other social media platforms have been growing quite a bit. So if you haven't joined me on Facebook or on X, it's Steve Ram News. Also True Social as well. I'm on Instagram and TikTok, Steve Ram 3. Facebook, Rumble, Spotify. I'm all over the place now just trying to get the word out, and I've been seeing these growing quite a bit. So thank you for those of you that share this out on other platforms as well. The word is getting out, and the platforms, my presence is growing. So thank you for all the support. I'll continue to keep you guys up to date. Thank you so much for joining me, and like I said, once this is released, I will report it to you right away. That is the latest, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.